Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. This channel's for educational purposes, and we check into great theories, concepts, and discoveries that you might not be familiar with because they've been suppressed. And the powers that be are trying to prevent you from learning about this stuff. So we're here to keep putting it out there to whoever in the future decides to tune in. Hopefully, a lot of this stuff is evergreen and can be tuned into at a point in the future. This is a segment that we have called Your Blind Side, where I talk to the truthers, anons, diggers out there, my diggers out there who are ensconced in their rabbit holes and maybe don't see outside their purview quite to see everything. And, I'm using that same term they like to use, protect your mind and control your emotions. And I do believe that that is going to come into play for these diggers out there because the problem is with the blatant blind spot in the movement that the diggers are not attending to, and that is that the psyops go back further and further. I heard Tron talking about it today. How far back does this go? It goes back, and then just moments later, he said, Jesus is king. And those kind of gratuitous statements just rub me the wrong way because not so much because they were said, but because they are said without any type of response other than Amen, brother. And that is, in a nutshell, the Achilles heel of this movement is that they suffer from a trance that is very similar to the TDS trance on the left. As soon as the commander in chief's name is brought up, you get blank stare or a furrowed brow, and you get emotional responses that no longer are focused on the truth, but are focused on anger, being right, uh, winning, and truth has been abandoned. And in the exact same way on the left, I mean on the right, um, the patriots and diggers out there, as soon as the mention of Jesus Christ comes up, as soon as the mention of the Bible comes up, it's automatically, you know, full deferential mode where it's like, nope, no disagreement, no pushback, no, um, opinions that are dissenting are allowed. And it's implicit in everybody's voice. They know that they're not allowed to say anything. And if they do, they better be able to back it up. They better be able to, you know, have the sauce, and they don't have the sauce because they haven't done the research. And it really seems to me like the Bible is just this um, kind of mystery thing for these people. Like they look at it in this incredibly naive type of way. Like this is a document that is inscrutable, that we can't look at it and uh, criticize it. Like it is so powerful, or and they are always citing the 17th letter, with it's going to be biblical, and you know that is a little bit pernicious when you recognize that the Bible was a psyop that was written by the Romans, the Roman Caesars, as a, a psychological warfare against the Jews, their nemesis, who had been revolting against the Romans for over a century by that time, and had, uh, made war against the Romans that took them 7 years to put down. And, so they wanted to mellow out the Jews by proposing a Jewish Messiah, who was not a military commander, which is what the Jewish Messiah is in the Old Testament, but instead a Jewish Messiah who was a Prince of Peace and believed in rendering unto Caesar what is Caesar, walking the extra mile and turning the other cheek. And I'm starting also to become aware, and the evidence is just overwhelming. Beyond that, in terms of just the construction of the gospel. I mean, of the gospels. If you look at the gospels, and you are a truther and a digger out there, you know what a false flag looks like. You know what a psyop looks like. And the New Testament is exactly what it looks like. And then when you recognize the motive, the method, and the opportunity of the Romans, they were really the only party that had the opportunity to write these things, given that they had like this gigantic empire where they had full control, and they had full control of publishing, distribution, and censorship. Nobody was writing anything in the Roman Empire if it didn't uh, wasn't sponsored by the Romans in the first place. And then when you look at the actual details of what it was about, how the work of Josephus, the Roman Jewish historian, so called, um, that uh, his history of this war between the Romans and the Jews, it it it, it is a a template for the story of Jesus. But I'm also starting to become aware that, uh, I mean, there are other templates and there are other themes involved too. I mean, it's not just from Emperor Titus or General Titus of the Romans. His his military campaign is the model for Jesus's ministry, and everything that happens in Titus's military campaign also happens in Jesus's ministry. Um, but also the themes that have to do with Julius Caesar also match a lot of different episodes in Jesus's life. Uh, I'll try to compile some of that, and share that an episode coming up. So there's just too much coincidence. How many coincidences before it's mathematically impossible is another question that you guys ask a lot, and that would be, um, whatever it is that you get to with the 17th letter. It pales in comparison to what you get to when you look at the Gospels and the Romans. So, um, I'm just giving you the heads up. Protect your mind and control your emotions. You might not like it, but you'll find out that it's the truth. Like, share, subscribe, comment, contribute. Come back tomorrow for another episode. Uh, Remember to watch your blind side and have a great day.